we go into deliberation, and I feel like deliberation had a little spice to it, a little, maybe not the deliberation itself at all, but it was what happened after more so, I guess, with Josh. So what did you guys think about deliberation and how that went down?
A vacation alliance is a thing. There's two pieces of evidence. One, Jenny wanted to protect her people, and the whole team was just like, no, we should throw in Johnny and Laurel because they're not with the Vacation Alliance. But Jenny is not in the Vacation Alliance, so why wouldn't she protect their people? And they all get pissed. So that's one. Two, there was this idea that Era 4 and Era 3 are working together. But when it comes to saving Era 3, John A. and Corey weren't in the Vacation Alliance, so they're disposable. So it's not an Era 4, Era 3 thing. It's Vacation Alliance plus their boo things. So Jordan gets in, Michelle gets in, and Naya gets in. But everyone else, not Vacation Alliance. It's not an Era 3, Era 4 thing. It's a Vacation Alliance. It's a conspiracy. We see right through it.
There's a third piece of evidence that it's a thing that you missed.
Yeah.
They have a secret handshake.
Yeah, you saw that, right? I was like, yo, that's crazy. But they call themselves the Vacation Alliance. So either they had that name before and somebody spilled it out, or they came up with that handshake on the fly.
I mean, it was a pretty involved
that's what I'm
handshake. So, yeah.
I thought Johnny, the smart move would have been to put Johnny and Laurel in.
Why? Explain why. Because I'm on both sides. I don't know.
I mean, of course, there's two sides to it. I'm saying the chance to get both Laurel and Johnny in and have a shot of either one of them going, that's a strong competitor in either way. Laurel is Laurel. She's coming off a win. Very intimidating to a lot of the other women. And Johnny is, 6-7 time champion now. So it's any chance you can take to get him out. If he gets to a final, he's most likely going to win. So it's, if you could have a shot to take him out, you take him out. Especially if it's two of them like that. Leaving him in the game for too long, it's a little risky because you might not get that chance to get him out like that again.
Historically with Johnny, if you don't get him out towards the earlier portion, he typically goes. If he's already gotten away with skating by, especially with the partner like Laurel that to all the girls is so intimidating, to not go in, that's a huge indicator in my head that we're going to see Johnny for a long time because he's already in the right heads, making the right connections with people that we don't even see. We haven't, I mean, a little bit we see it in this episode, but I was like, there's no way he doesn't have that kind of pull with these people, but I guess he does because, Josh feels he owes him one, but I'm like, but I didn't think that would trump kind of what they all wanted. So historically, to me, that tells me we probably will see Johnny for a while.
The thing is, in a vacuum, yes, get the strong players out when you have a shot at them. But because of this Vacation Alliance, and there's people on both teams that are kind of on the outs, for Jenny, because I think Josh was 50-50. If it was somebody else, they probably could have convinced him to vote Johnny and Laurel in. But I think because Jenny doesn't have friends on her team. We can see that. Like they're not only like not volunteering and hoping she goes in, they're making fun of her for it. So to her, why wouldn't you save a guy like Johnny who's probably going to win another challenge and he's not putting a target on me? I guess it's the choice, like, do you risk it and go against Laurel in the final, or do you not even get to the final because you don't have people protecting you? I think it was a tough choice. Like in most situations, take the shot. But and on top of that, why do I have to take a shot? That puts the target on my back. That if they don't go home, because I don't think Johnny goes home against Brad. No offense to Brad, but I think that was a challenge made for Johnny.
You think? I don't know about that one. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was been matched.
Fessy said it best. He's so good at these dumb, stupid athletic things. Like, how do you throw this weird shaped ball at a spike? And for some reason, Johnny's good at all that stuff. Just like he's able to climb weird ladders, or like I don't know, he's able to do that stuff. So
he saw Brad was
struggling.
Yeah, he's built for this challenge. Like the challenge game, Johnny was built for it. Like he learns the little nuances in all the games, like things that you probably wouldn't figure out right away. He has a really good eye for figuring out like the little loopholes or the little techniques and how to do things. So I mean, it would have been a good one to see if he went against Brad. But even Laurel herself was shocked that they weren't going in because she was like, I'm coming off a win. Johnny won 6-7 of these. She was shocked they didn't go in either. So I mean, I get it from Jenny's point of view because she doesn't have any allies, and Johnny is probably more of an ally to her than her own team. But having both of them in that situation like that, Johnny and Laurel, it probably won't happen again for a long time. If it does the rest of the season, I doubt you'll get both of them in there like that.
Maybe.
Here's a question I have too, and I'm just curious your guys' thoughts on this. With the whole Jenny and Johnny aspect, Jenny realizes, okay, this is like my only friend. Well, that's not Johnny's only friend. So do we think if the roles were reversed and Johnny being Johnny had to make a decision, do we think he's going to stay loyal to Jenny over somebody maybe he's closer with who has more of an alliance than what Jenny has to offer him? Did this secure like her safety with him?
It's a good question. It's a good question because this episode, a lot of like surprising relationships for Johnny popped up that maybe I just wasn't aware of. Like, I know he hangs out with all these people, and like once the challenge is done, he doesn't hold grudges against many people. But he's like, I'm close to Michelle. I wouldn't vote her in. I'm like, okay.
I didn't know
that. I'm close to Jenny. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Laurel, he's always bigged up. Plus, she's on his team, so that makes sense. I'm close to Josh. I was just like, well, everybody's close to Josh, but like, I don't know. So it's just like, so that it was a little surprising, but I do think that, I mean, in this particular grouping, I think Jenny would have been his number one. He has no trouble throwing in Corey, and then he probably would have thrown in Brad and Rachel before Jenny, I think. So I think this grouping, it was easy for him, but he does have like a lot of surprising relationships to me.
Yeah, I was going to say something similar. Like, there are 3 other people I can think of that he would have named besides Jenny. And you know what, like Bananas, he knows how he can manipulate everyone. So like, he can't manipulate Josh in the same way that he can manipulate Laurel. So like, I think he gets to know you and then uses it to manipulate you. I think that's what makes him like very scary player. I mean, like, I was so shocked that Josh, he got a little sob story from Johnny, and then he felt so bad. It's just like, Josh, come on. Like,
I mean, that's a great point you brought, Raquel. Like, that's that Johnny uses the knowledge of people to get under. Like, he even said I fed Josh this sob story, and now he's feeling the guilt of 100 guilts or whatever. So I mean, he played it perfectly. So I actually have another question. How much of these challenges are actually won outside of the challenge? And I mean that in the sense of how much of this challenge was won even before the game started, with the alliances and getting to know each other and becoming friends outside of the game. So when you come into this game, you already have this network of people that, will watch over you and have your back. Do you think a lot of this game is actually won before the game even starts?
Well, yeah, you got all these relationships over decades, so that's going to be there. So the OGs are the OGs. That bond, I think, is unbreakable. Derek, week 1, threw himself in for Darrell. Like, nobody even asked you, bro, but you did it. But also, there's the Vacation Alliance. There's past relationships. One guy who is kind of annoying me, and it looks like it's gonna come out next week, is Ryan. Has done nothing in this game so far, and yet Nehemiah gets selected again. Now Nehemiah's on my team, so this is probably why it pissed me off. But it's just like, yo, Rachel, I understand Ryan's your friend, but like, Nehemiah just went in. What you don't want to spread the wealth around. He's doing nothing and skating by only because of his relationships.
That, and also because I don't think he's a real threat. So it's just like, oh, okay, we'll let him rock until he actually has to go.
Yeah, but knowing that one of your guys, especially like if I'm Rachel, if you're really playing the game and I'm Rachel, and I know Darrell is probably going to go in next week because you're not winning any challenges, put in Ryan. Throw in Ryan so Darrell can go against him in elimination, but she's never going to do that because of the relationship. So to your question, Victor, it seems you can win because of the relationships that you made off the challenge, but to me that's a losing move. But That's the relationship.
Well, look at it like this. Like Johnny went and he's friends with a lot of the new people. Not even era 1, but let's go into the newer era. Johnny's now friends with Michelle, Josh. Like, I didn't know Josh was a thing, but, you know, I guess it was. And Jenny even. So it's like he's picking up these people, even, you know, that he hangs out with them, whatever, outside of the show. But now when he comes into the show, they're, you know, putting their whole challenge career on the line to protect them. So you think, like, for Johnny's sake, and like you think this is planned in a sense where he is using them kind of for the challenge?
Look, I think Johnny is the reason the Vacation Alliance can even work. He created that. This is like, he is the godfather of that, how that alliance forms. He is that person. And I can only imagine as we get newer and younger, fresher meat every time, Johnny's like, crap, here we go again. I got to start building these relationships. But he does it, you know, like, I'm sure he wants to stick with his OGs, but he's also learned sometimes he has to let go of some of them. So he is like what you guys have said. He can manipulate his way because he learns his people. And these people should be taking notes and following how he does this. So this whole Vacation Alliance and what Josh is doing, you really need to study Johnny and how he does this, because nobody can do it as well as him. And they all try to like almost mimic him, but they fall short in so many different ways.
But you even saw in this season, wouldn't you have thought he was cooked once Leroy and Tony went home? Those would have been like his top guys.
Yeah.
No, he's still thriving out here.
Unfazed too. And that's when you know you are godfather of that house. Unfazed. Not like, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's not scrambling. He's not going making weird deals. He's sitting back and just like, sad to see him go. See you later.
It's because he cultivated these relationships before the show. Like he said, he already knows, like, all right, I'm friends with Michelle. I'm friends with Josh. I'm friends with, you know, this person. I'm friends with Jenny. I'm friends with this person. He already planned all this out. He planned season 40 out 5 seasons ago. So I think that's what he does. That's how he plays the game. He's like, all right, I'm going to sit this season out. I'm going to come back this season. Like, maybe not to put a direct target on his back, because if someone has won the challenge that many times, you should have a target on your back from the very beginning. People should want you out right away. But he makes all these relationships and he skates by.
Or does he?